Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today we are back in the 1390, flying solo on Airfield standard battle. Just working on the TUS contract, chipping away at it. This was previously in the TUS contract. Now I'm on stage 7. I actually might be on stage 8 or finished by the time you guys see this, just because it's pre-recorded. And I don't know. Sometimes I make a video thinking I'm gonna have it in like a couple days, and then there's better games that fall in front of it that I want to commentate on. But yeah, whenever you see this, I hope you enjoy. All right, 1390. This is one of my, French scouts just are my favorite scouts. I love their run and gun. I love their stealth. I don't really love their mobility. I love their speed, but the mobility of being able to get in and out of trouble, they're not really able to do that as much as most scouts, just because they turn like boats. The handbrake is very useful, but obviously the word brake in handbrake means that you're slowing down. So even though it helps you flip around and get turned around so you can drive away, you're still slowing down, whereas most scouts can just turn easier. And that's enough rambling about how much the French scout tanks don't turn, so I'll quit babbling about that and move on. I'll get a shot at that waffle, but we do get spotted, so I don't really want to take a waffle shell if I don't have to. I'm gonna move around. We're playing pretty aggressive. We're just daring the Reds to shoot us, which is not always the smartest thing to do, because if you go up against players that know how to aim and shoot moving targets, then generally you're going to pay for it dearly. But I do love to be the annoying little scout, and if I can draw some enemy fire while I'm full health, I am more than happy to do that to help take some pressure off my team and maybe help them advance. That's my thought process in the whole situation. Alright, so now we are behind a bush, so we are not spotted, and we're able to farm this waffle. Now he goes dark, but I know he's still there, so we put our force shell in, and we get our first kill. We've spotted 8 tanks. We have a 1200 damage, 300 assist. Get shot in the back, our fuel tank's damaged, and we do not carry a fire extinguisher, so that always puts me in a dilemma whether I want to fix my fuel tank or not. To be honest, it all depends. Generally, I like to hold on to the repair kit in case I'm tracked, because if I'm able to fix my track when I'm tracked out in front of the enemy Reds, obviously that's going to keep me in the game, and yes, I risk being put on fire, but it kind of is what it is. Alright, so what I'm doing here is just kind of keeping this middle ridge lit, and if they push too far, I'll shoot at them, or if they go undeterred, I'll put some pressure on them. Like this Patton would just keep going hull down and shooting at someone, so either my teammate was bouncing his shot or potentially was getting penned by him, so I decided to distract him. Another tactic sort of that I was using there was just putting your reticle on top of someone, so that way he knows that he's targeted. Generally they'll be a little bit more passive in that situation, but that Patton didn't seem to care too much, so that's why I decided to just start shooting at him. And then we're going to come around the corner, get a shot into the Patton, and we get behind our STI. It is 6-6, but there's not a lot of red tanks that are out in the open by themselves, so I have to try to just use the map and my stealth to put myself in positions to drop damage out and clip up. Now the 1390 has 4 shells, unlike the 13105 at tier 10, which has 3 shells. Makes it a little bit harder to dump the shells, but the inner clip is actually a little bit faster, so you know, take some, give some. We do get some more shots into that T30, but we don't get the last shell out. We decide to clip there, and I apologize for running into the back of this guy. 6 to 7. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time here, but I'm in the middle of a clip, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Got their tortoise making the push over top of the hill. Now, if he pushes over here, I should have his side. Looks like Artie's going to be shooting at him as well. Should help. And then we spot the SU-122-54, and we lead him right into a sand dune, so that's terrible shooting on my part. And now the tortoise, after I get lit, the tortoise decides to push out, which is pretty interesting. And we just snapshot on the T30, probably should have aimed that one in, but we are lit, so I don't really want to stick around here too long. Once again, I run into the back of the STI. I'm sure that guy's had enough of me. And we don't have shells for that guy, so we'll have to clip up and then deal with him in a second. Our STI bounces off of him, but we come around the corner, get a shot into his side. It is 10 to 8. Now 11 to 9, 11 to 10. We just lost 2 tanks. We jump down. That's kind of a dangerous place to jump down. You can see how hard it hit the ground. Fortunately for me, it was on my tracks. And now their scout pulls through in the choke and takes out my heavy. And we get behind this SU-122-54, which is going to be troublesome just because we don't have enough shell power to take him out right now. I'm going to be one short. We do track him there, which is helpful, because by the time we're clipped, hopefully we'll have some shells and be able to take him out. And their wizard comes over and takes my STI. And now I'm in a predicament, because the SU-122-54 is obviously loaded. I get lucky, he tracks me there. Artie is helping me out, which is huge, but that SU probably didn't think that I was going to loop around and get his side. Alright, so it's me, Artie, tank destroyer versus a scout and a heavy tank. And I'm just trying to evade this scout right now because obviously I don't have shells. And it looks like my TD is coming south to help me out. So as long as I draw him into my tank destroyer should be able to wipe him out. And he puts him down to 300 hit points. He does spot me through the bushes here. And rather than go to the middle, he chooses to exit out through the F line, which is a pretty interesting move. I definitely think he could have, I don't know, he risked his life trying to sneak through there, giving me more of a shot. Probably giving Artie a better shot as well. We're going to sneak around up on top of this mountain. If you didn't know you can do this, you can. It's not a very powerful position, but really what it provides is vision. And that's really what I'm looking for, is just to be able to spot these guys. I don't want Artie to die, just because Artie's always the ultimate weapon. And by ultimate weapon, I don't mean it's a great thing for the game. I just mean that having someone on your team that can shoot from a safe location and do damage to tanks that you're spotting that can't spot you, it's pretty terrific. So to have it on your team is great. To have it against you is not so fun. Alright, so I figured I would have spotted the scout coming out the 0 line there, but apparently I didn't time it well enough, so now their scout is on top of my artillery. And he takes him down. So, a little lazy driving by me. And I'm really wondering why our tank destroyer hasn't taken out the Emil yet. We take out the scout. We're on a fraction of hit points. Luckily for me, he did not roll high enough to take me out. Probably got lucky there. But hey, luck brings me these good games that I could get to share with you. So I like to think there's a little bit of skill involved, but even if it's 20% skill and 80% luck, it still ends up being a good game, right? So we are up to 4,000 damage in a tier 9 scout. It's not like we've been sniping the whole time. We've been running around, getting to different locations. We have sniped a little bit. 1,400 assist, 4 kills. And now we're on a sliver of health, and we have to fight an Emil. I'm not sure how much health he has. But really what we're doing is just trying to get vision. And then we spot him coming out of the middle there, which is, I think we just got lucky that he crossed that spot right as we crossed the other side of that little gap. So we're going to try not to blow stuff up. You never know who's watching. What I mean by that is, like, if he has a teammate that is inside their dead tank, and then for some reason they're looking in that direction and I blow a vehicle up, then they can be like, hey, I just seen a vehicle blow up in D5, so obviously the scout's coming towards you. Somebody pings the map, wants me to cap. However, I feel like if I get on cap, A, he's going to know where I am, and B, he was closer to my cap anyway, so I wanted to be able to get resets if he chose to go for our cap. We slide down there, and we're going to slide down here as well, and we have a minute 23, so I get to play with them a little bit. And what I want to do is try to see if I can get vision out from this hill. I'm guessing that he's probably behind a house, so this isn't going to work, but we have time, so let's use it. If we can outspot him, that's going to be the best way to go. If I have to brawl with him, he just has to fart on me, and I'm dead. Alright, so there's 56 seconds left. Now I'm kind of limited on what I can do. I could go up that little sniper hill and try to see if I can see him from there, but I feel like he's going to be able to spot me anyways. So I might as well just try to catch him with his pants down and see what he's doing on cap here. Alright, so we're going to sneak around the side, and there we spot him. We just auto-lock. We ammo rack him, and then in good fashion, we take his head off for the 5th kill. We say no to him. No, Emil. You should not cap in that situation. You need to fight. Don't tell the enemy teammate where you are. That's never a good idea. Alright, so we throw out an ace tanker. 5,000 damage, 5 kills. I absolutely love the AMX 1390. Just the burst damage, the in and out, racing around, being stealthy. I don't know why, but I just love the French scouts more than any scout in the game. Excuse me. High caliber, defender medal. Alright, I'll quit babbling. That's all I got for you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.